Alright, now getting into the main topic that I really wanted to talk about, and it seems like everybody has been talking about it, and that is the possible return of The Undertaker. Lately, WWE.com and as well on Twitter with WWE has been posting cryptic tweets about The Undertaker most likely returning. So this is definitely very interesting. Now, there are rumors that he could possibly return at the Survivor Series where he debuted. Makes sense. And as well, maybe most likely, as always, around WrestleMania time when The Undertaker gets ready for his big match there. And how do you guys feel about that? What The Undertaker should do? Gonna go over back to Thrash. How do you feel about that?
Well, as far as him when he'll return, if it is at Survivor Series, that would be awesome. And besides, what I think he could do up until WrestleMania time, if he returned at Survivor Series, I think he should feud with the Shield because he'll have unfinished business with the Shield. Because in kayfabe terms, the Shield took out the Undertaker back in May. So, yeah, it would make sense if he would come back at Survivor Series and feud with the Shield, finish that up, and that'd be cool. But for WrestleMania time, it's been rumored that it's going to be Undertaker Ryback at WrestleMania, which, I mean, that ain't going to be a bad match. It's not going to be a bad match.
It'd be average at best, most likely.
If Taker can get the best out of Ryback, it would be a pretty good match. But
yeah,
honestly, and there's also rumored it might be him versus Brock, which, to be honest, even though it would still be a great match, Brock would cripple Undertaker because Brock is, ever since he's returned, he's been very, very, very stiff in the ring. But honestly, there's really only one guy I see Undertaker facing in his final match, if this is going to be his final Mania. There's really only one guy I see he can face that would be a legit threat
Sting.
to the streak. John Cena. Because what a story that would... Yeah, they would build... But they would have to also maybe turn Cena heel, if possible, for this.
I thought you would say Sting.
He would say something like, well, since you people hate me, I'm going to make you hate me more once I beat Undertaker at WrestleMania and end the streak. Like, that would give him so much heat. That would be great. And then have the match, which would be a huge money match, but also would be a great match. Now, if Cena does end the streak, I mean, even though I'm a Cena fan, but I would even say, really, Cena was the one to end the streak? But nah, the streak is never, ever going to end. Doesn't matter who it is, it ain't going to end.
Well,
I mean, even Undertaker even has gone up to people to say if they want to end it. Like, he's asked Kane for a third match, like in the past several years, and he was like, no. It's like he'll ask anybody if they want to build up to where they ended the streak, and they always say no, but who knows?
Alright, Brian.
Well, those cryptid Undertaker tweets, those are actually, well, they're not really hinting to a term because it's actually going to be, it's actually going to be, basically, this guy called Seth, someone. He's actually going to be doing a comic book for The Undertaker. So, yeah, those cryptic tweets are not actually going to be hinting to a turn. This is going to be hinting to a comic book for The Undertaker. But for me, I mean, for me, a threat to The Undertaker for WrestleMania would be, for me, Brock Lesnar. And it would make sense if Brock Lesnar and Triple H could have a match, because if we remember back in 2010, after Brock Lesnar's UFC fight with Cain Velasquez, Undertaker popped the question and asked him, do you want to do it? So, you know, they could always go from that and say, well, you know, you asked me to do it, I'm doing it, and I want to face you at WrestleMania. Another potential threat, I would like, well, we all want this match to happen, and we all hope it does happen. I think it would be an awesome way to end both people's careers if they wanted to, and that would be Undertaker versus none other than Sting. I think that match needs to happen. I think that match needs to happen because if that match doesn't happen, then it could be too late, and everyone will be regretting it and thinking, wow, that could have been an awesome match right there. So it's better to do that match. Maybe at the next WrestleMania, I don't know, but they need to do that match soon. But if Cena was to break the streak, I would be, I don't know, I'd just be fucking pissed as hell.
And real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's
Yeah.
like some dumb wrestling fans out there who hate John Cena to the point where they want him dead. If Cena ended the streak, it would be for a lot of dumb wrestling fans.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing John Cena versus The Undertaker because it is right for The Undertaker to face the face of the company. So, I wouldn't mind seeing the match, but I just hope that Cena wouldn't win because it's not right. I mean, it's as Triple H would say, that's not best for business. That's bad for business.
Yeah, exactly. That brought up a lot of great discussion on that. And I actually can't wait for the Undertaker to return. It would be really awesome to see him return at the Survivor Series, have a traditional Survivor Series match with the Shield, and as well him and his brother would be cool. I would like to see something like that. Now, as for WrestleMania, there could be a good number of people. If John Cena did end up ending the streak, I don't really see that happening. I really like the streak as it is. I think it should be able to stay with him as long as it can, and then have him retire with it, and I think that's legendary on its own. I think that's very fine, and hopefully it will get to stay that way, and it brings up for almost like an unpredictable kind of thing as well, no matter who The Undertaker is going against, and everyone comes so close as it is anyway. I like that element, so I like to be able to have that element of surprise that way. But that's just me, how I always felt about it. And for the guys that should most likely go against The Undertaker, I'm surprised other people haven't said this, but I thought maybe Bray Wyatt would be pretty interesting since he's not really doing much. And to have like a legit feud between Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker to continue off with Bray Wyatt and Kane, I think that'd be cool, especially with Bray Wyatt's promos alone. I think that'd be really dope to see. John Cena, like you said, Rash, I think that'd be a really great match since we've seen what they can do before, and as well, Brock Lesnar would be pretty interesting. So that's really about most of the people at this time that I think would be able to go toe to toe with The Undertaker. So that's about it when it comes to me. So when The Undertaker does come back, it's going to be really awesome. I'm going to be hyped for it, and it's going to be one great show there in itself. So that about does it for all the topics that I do have here. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about before we officially end this podcast, and as well for my main channel as well?
No, not really. I mean, all I gotta say is right back. You're not gonna be able to beat Goldberg if he ever returns.
Oh my lord. Well, actually, I do have one thing I wanted to talk about, and that was Stone Cold Steve Austin rumored to have said no to Mania 30. Which if you ask me, anybody who are teasing a return and people keep constantly asking him, of course they're going to say no, but it ends up happening anyways. Ask Chris Jericho for the 1-2-12 promos.
And then he came back.
Yeah, so I could definitely still see Stone Cold showing up at Mania 30. And who would he face? I mean, I know
CM Punk.
It's a cliche answer, but CM Punk, yeah, it would be a great match. But in terms of where this whole with the new corporation angle where it's going, it is rumored to be Triple H, Stone Cold. Which to me, honestly, back in those days, they always had great matches, and the fact they never had a WrestleMania match is a crime. Because they have. So I think if they did it now, it'd still be a phenomenal match. Because Triple H can still go, and if Austin gets in the best shape of his life, he can probably still put on a great match.
Exactly. I think Stone Cold would definitely be at least 100% by then, because I heard in the latest news article that he wanted to be at 100%. So hopefully it most definitely will happen, and I hope it will. If not, then, it is what it is. But I think Stone Cold could definitely still go, and I like how we seen him the last time for the old Tough Enough show and everything. That was really cool to see how he still has it.
Why isn't there a new season yet? Dang it.
I don't know why there isn't a new season.
Yeah, there needs to be. I loved Tough Enough. I think it was such a good series. I mean, the only fail about the series is the winner didn't even get, the winner didn't really go far in WWE. Well,
yeah, I loved it.
It was still
But I
good to
guess
watch.
they have NXT now, so that's probably why they're not doing it. I can
Yeah.
understand that. That's the only thing with me. But yeah, as for Stone Cold Steve Austin, I would love a return, and it wouldn't matter who he's going to be in the ring with, whether it be Triple H, CM Punk, or whoever. It's still going to be awesome. Raheem, your thoughts?
Um, yeah, I agree. I think that Stone Cold at WrestleMania would be good. And again, I think Stone Cold and CM Punk would be awesome because I still remember when they had those when that little promo back in 2011. That was just yeah, that was just golden. That, and I just thought, what these guys, if these guys are gonna have a feud, this would be perfect.
Exactly. So, with that being said, that about does it for the show. I will most likely back with more podcasts, either solo or with a few guests or more, depending on what's going to be happening. So, finally I was able to do this on iTunes and as well for my main channel on YouTube. And with that being said, as always, in traditional in the hot seat style, do you guys have any shout outs that you want to give out to as well before we end the show officially?
Just make sure to check out my channel, Babalta, or WWE Uploads HDV1. And then make sure to follow me on Twitter as well, at SweetChin123. And I'm out.
And subscribe to me on YouTube, ThrashManiac99, as well as subscribe to all three of us, our gaming channel, YWC Gamers Extreme.
Hell yeah.
Alright, and definitely go subscribe to me on my Fortminorproject channel and as well my David Rivera HD backup channel on YouTube, and as well go follow me on Twitter at David Rivera 1989. And until then, this about does it for my first ever podcast on iTunes and as well on YouTube. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.